Hello there. As you saw, I have a poster of Scotty Mccreery that I got from a magazine. And then you saw a little sticker, because guess what? I met my homeboy. He's not really my homeboy. He's like my secret, well, it's not so secret, but like celebrity crush who's younger than me, but closer to my age than Justin Timberlake. And Justin Timberlake's married, so, gotta stop chasing that one. But I still love to meet Justin Timberlake. But that is besides the point. Anyway, so I have this lovely autographed photo. So, basically, I saw my boy, Scotty Boy here, at the community theater in Morristown last night. That was my second time seeing him in that theater itself. And, surprisingly, there was a meet and greet. I was hoping there'd be such a thing this time last year. But unfortunately, the theater's too small and not enough security, so probably won't get to meet him, which, truthfully, it didn't happen then, but hey. Good things come to those who wait. So, it was just by the luck of the draw that I got to meet him. But what was even more exciting than meeting him was some other news that I have to share with y'all. But before I do that, so basically, I'll tell you how it goes down. So you go to the theater, and you bring your ID in case they're want to make sure it's really you. And you have your tickets and everything, and then that sticker that you saw that said Scotty Mccreery may have had the date, it was the 12th, but May 2013, you have to wear that. I had on my sweater, so it's an access pass in a way. And I was a freaking nervous wreck because I didn't want to be in a room by myself. I didn't want to be in a line by myself. I had no idea, because if you know me and my massive anxiety and how I'm hypoglycemic, and I'm what if I have low blood sugar and I have anxiety, and it causes me to feel dizzy or faint, I'm really going to freak out. The last thing I need is a panic attack, because I'm already so anxious and nervous. And for someone who has asked me Asperger's syndrome, I may have mentioned this before, but lights are brighter, noises are louder, smells are smellier, everything, all the external stimuli is for what it is for what is known as someone who's not on the spectrum, a neurotypical. So for an NT, it's just, it is what it is. But for someone who's on the spectrum, the autism spectrum disorder, it goes through the roof to likes of which I can't even explain. You'd have to literally live in my shoes and be in my body to understand what I'm trying to comprehend here. If that makes sense. So when I go to concerts, and even movie theaters, the only time I will go to the movies is if it's a movie I really want to see. Otherwise, I wait and I watch it in the comfort and safety of my own living room, And I haven't been to many concerts. Well, I'm starting to go to more, but I remember my first concert ever, being NSYNC, and I didn't want to go, but my brother got me tickets for my birthday, so it's kind of what are you going to do? And I remember the whole time just being nauseous, the pyrotechnics, every time they went off, I had a heart attack. Plug in my ears, it's oh dear Lord, never again. But, my then second concert after that was Kelly Clarkson, and I had a massive panic attack at Kelly. So, it does take time, when you expose yourself to things, you do get kind of used to it. But at the same time, not really. It's extremely nerve-wracking, and for me personally, when I get so anxious, and if I already have taken quite a bit of my anti-anxiety medication, I get sleepy. I can literally this used to happen a lot, during the year of 2006 when so much crap was going on, I could will myself to sleep. Like, if something stressful arrived, next thing you know, I'm just like nodding off. And when I am rambling about God knows what, but when I first saw Scotty, I was like a nervous wreck, because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to see someone who I admire so much for so many reasons, and for this moment in time, we're going to be in the same building, and then he's going to be there, and I'm going to be like, oh my God, it's Scotty, and get to see him perform and do what he loves to do, and I get to do what I love to do, listen to his music. So it was extremely nerve-wracking, and during the opening act, I was falling asleep in my chair, no joke, no lie, that's real up honesty, and I feel horrible. And I get smacking myself in the face, I'm like pinching myself to like wake up because I know Scotty's gonna come on. But when Scotty comes on, it's like everything clicks into place, and I'm just like so engaged, and I'm like enjoying the music, enjoying the concert, watching the whole thing in its entirety. But when it's over, it's like I'm so drained, I'm so exhausted, I just want to go home. Like last night, my dad's like, you want to go out after this? I'm like, no, take me home, let me have a snack and go to bed. I mean, I was sitting on my couch behind me, we were watching TV, and I got dizzy from like the whole day. I was nauseous from nerves, it was a nervous wreck. I was a nervous wreck because not only would I be, going to this concert, which is like way too overstimulating for me, I'd be actually getting to meet him, like take a picture with him, have my arm around him. But as I'm like going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, trying to get to my point. What was that? I don't know, I heard a weird noise. Trying to get to my point, which I'll hopefully get to eventually, but anyway, because I ramble a lot and go on tangents, and I digress constantly. But if you can see, here's the photo, and there's my father right there, that lovely man next to Scotty. So basically, it shows true honest to goodness dedication for someone like me. If I go to your concert, I'm a big fan, because for what it takes for me to go to a concert and be in an environment that's just way too taxing for me, I mean, that says a lot, I think, personally. And I mean, there's people out there that are always like, oh, I'm their number one fan. No, it's me. No, like, just because you have thousands of posters and pictures on your wall, or you've done, A, B, C, whatever, like, to me, okay, sure. But for me to go to a concert and me being me, who I am, how I am, and how I was born into a world that wasn't made for me, and here I am going to do such a thing, that itself, I think, is true, honest to goodness dedication. That's just my personal opinion and take on this. Feel free to feel differently about it, because you're entitled to. But, so here I am, like a nervous wreck and everything, and I really wanted my mom, but my mom was like out of town. So like, just me and my dad, how are we gonna do this, Better go good. And it was Mother's Day, so we had to take my grandparents out to lunch, and I'm just like, oh great, yeah, because I'm like, I'm too nauseous to eat, but if I don't eat, I'll get low blood sugar, and then it's a whole snowball effect kind of thing. So anyway, we got to the theater, got my little sticker, my little pass saying, welcome aboard on the SS Scotty. And so it was nice. They had you, well, before we went in, it was like you're in like a little room, like off of the no, it's in the theater, but you know what I mean, it's kind of like off to the side a little bit. You just gotta go a little whoop, whoop, like that. And there's personnel there, making sure only the right people get in and whatnot. And I'm just like, because I was trying to figure out what we were gonna do. So as we were walking up a hill, I'm like, I see his bus. So I'm like, ooh, that's exciting in itself. And I took pictures of that, by the way. If you want to see the pictures of his bus. That's his tour bus, his legitimate tour bus right there. And, you know, again, oh, it says May 12th. That's what I was talking about. And we're walking up this hill because my dad had to park like, it felt like eons away after the show because I was like lightheaded and dizzy and all that fun stuff. But still like having a high and a rush from the concert and everything, so it was amazing as always. So walking up a hill and I'm like, well, can you ask? Just purely be like, I'm not a fan club member, but can you ask them if you can come with me? And if they say no, I said honestly to my dad, I said, as embarrassing as this is, can you tell them like why you gotta be with me? Because the whole Asperger's anxiety thing. And he's like, yeah, but I didn't want him to like announce it to the world, or I didn't want the whole world to know and be like, I don't want anybody looking at me weird. That's basically what I didn't want. But, and then we're walking up, and like I said, I see the tour bus, and then I see a back of this woman. I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks like Scotty's mom. I was just gonna be like, excuse me. And she turned around and been like, Happy Mother's Day. But no, I'm like, don't, like, just, you know, be poised. Don't be bugging anybody. And, so you go in this room. It was actually a room because I don't know if you're just gonna be like in a line, like boom, automatically you are in a line. It's like, here's your pass, get in a line and shove you in and out. But no, you're in a room where you kind of like waited for the meet and greet, so you're waiting there. But before I went into this lovely room, a part of the theater, my dad kindly whispered to two people that, you know, I had the Asperger's thing, and like he had to come in, and they were like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. So I was like, oh, thank you. You know, that was like a huge relief for me anyway. So we're sitting in this nice room, and you know, you see the backdrop and you see like where you're gonna get your photo taken with him, and my dad and I were just kind of like chatting about different things, and like, oh, we're gonna tell mom all about it, like when, like, you know, on the way home. And I'm like, yeah, because she was even like worried, like, because honestly, backtracking again, my dad said, I would really, really like you to try to go and meet Scotty, but you don't have to. And the good thing about life is you have choices. So if you want to do it, you know, that's great. But if you can't do it, then you don't have to do it. Like, and I said to my dad, I'm like, I know that, because I was contemplating that all day. I almost was going to back out. But then I was like, if I did that, I would beat myself up really bad, and I just knew the consequences that I would give myself, I guess you could say. If I hadn't done that, I would have beaten myself up, and I would have been like, what if I got to meet him again? Or I am going to meet him again, I ain't going to lie. I'm going to meet him again, and it's like almost 2 weeks, and I'm like, I would have been like, hey, remember me from Morristown? But I couldn't have said that, and then like the whole thing would have been just like, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, no, I gotta do this. Like, we gotta make this happen. So everything worked out, and this video is getting kind of long, but I got a lot to say. I didn't even get to the good news yet because I got so distracted by all my other thoughts and stories of my life, because that's who I am. That's how I roll. Love me or leave me, you know? So, anyway, let me try to get to the point of my story. Well, no, wait, you know what? I have an idea. Okay, so, as you saw, I'm gonna put my good news, my better than meeting Scotty news, in another video, because it really deserves its own little segment, and I've taken really long to get to that point. So, as you saw, So basically, okay, going on again, you know, his tour manager, Mike, he hands everybody one of these. I have two because he gave one to my dad. I want to frame it. And Scott legitimately signed this. It's his autograph. It's like, for real. It's not like someone else signed it or they just copied and pasted his signature on a paper there. So that's really awesome and cool. And he's also performing tonight, was it? No, yeah, tonight at Red Bank, still in New Jersey. And I'm like, I was trying to convince my parents, I'm like, anyone want to go to Red Bank the next day? And they're just like, you know, we gotta spread these things out. Money doesn't grow on trees. But look, here comes Kenny, the UPS driver. Okay, so it was really awesome and fantastic, and OMG, I met Scotty Mccreery. I had my arm around him. We had a picture taken. It was fantastic. Like, you wouldn't believe. And I'm going to do it again in almost 2 weeks. I'm so stoked. And, yeah. So get ready for that. I'm going to go help. Oh my God, I got to open the door for Kenny. So I'll see you in the next video. So thanks for watching. Until next time, keep it quirky.